Hello everyone, my name is Susil. Welcome to the channel. This will be my first video on Active Directory enumeration and attack series. In this series, I will show you various Active Directory attack technique. For this video, I will be focusing on how to enumerate the internal network, identify the host, and identify the services running on those alive hosts. So let's get started. So for this Active Directory enumeration and attack series, you can create your own lab by following the Cyber Mentor YouTube channel, or you can go to Hack the Box Academy and enroll in this Active Directory enumeration and attack path, which gives you plenty of machine to practice all this attack. Okay, our target Active Directory is in network range of 172.16.5.0/23 subnet, and we have no other information about the network. So the first thing that we are going to do is find the list of alive hosts in this /23 network. To identify alive host, we will be using fping tool, which utilizes ICMP request and reply to interact with the host. We are using -a flag to show targets that are alive, -s flag to print the status of at the end of the scan, -g flag to generate target list from the CID network, that is this, and finally we are using -q to not show per target results. Okay, looking at the result, we can see there are only 3 alive hosts on 510 targets. Once we know the list of alive hosts, we are going to save this into text file. I will save it in host.txt file. Once we get the list of alive hosts, we are going to use Nmap to determine what services each host are running. Based on the result of Nmap, we can identify critical hosts such as domain controller, web server, or other vulnerable hosts. So to determine what services are running, we can use Nmap script as sudo nmap -v for verbose, -a for aggressive scan, -il to specify our host text file, which is host.txt in this case. And additionally, we can save the output of this scan using -on flag. I will be saving this into nmap result.txt. Okay, we'll let it run. This might take a couple of minutes to run. Okay, let's look at the output of Nmap. For our first alive host 172.16.5.5, we can see important services like DNS, Kerberos, MSRPC, and LDAP running, which gives us an idea that this is the domain controller for this network. Let's look at our second alive host, which is 172.16.5.130. Looking at the services, we can see HTTP running at port 80, MSRPC at 135, and most importantly, Microsoft SQL Service 2090 running on 1433. On to the third live host, which is 172.16.5.225. we can see services running SSH at port 22 and MSWBT server running at 3389. From this output we can get idea that 172.16.5.5 is our domain controller. 172.16.5.30 host runs Microsoft SQL Server, and we have our third alive host, which is Linux, which has a remote desktop protocol running on port 3389. From this information we can start analyzing which services might be vulnerable or worth investigating further, and which might give us some initial foothold to the network. So this wraps up our initial enumeration of the domain. We have identified live host and mapped out the services running on them. In the next video we will be learning how to do LLMNR poisoning from both Linux and Windows. So see you in the next video.